up? How's it going? Shade Extremes. It's probably gonna be just you and me over here. Just giving it a few minutes for people to join, but a couple more minutes and that's it. That's all they get. That's all they get, no more. It's not early. It's right on time. It's very late at night. Have some setups for tomorrow. I'm liking it. It actually feels like a lot of Friday. Because I see some big opportunity out there. Some big opportunity. Just don't put the full port in them. All right, so I guess we give it enough time for people to join, and we're gonna start. Boom chakalaka. I know the stream is gonna be a little too bright. I'm not able to solve that issue yet, so we'll see. I mean, that's what we got to work on. But it's been 5 minutes, so we're gonna do it with the people that we have here. Let's see what we have. We're gonna start with the usual stuff, right? Let me check the chat over here. All right, you guys can hear my voice good, right? No music at all, right? Hopefully they join. All right, that's thank you, thank you, thank you. See, let's see if they see it. So Cube, what's gonna happen tomorrow? Are we bullish or bearish? Should we swing? Should we have swung calls or puts? What's going on? Cube is gonna answer that and more. All right. So I'm gonna start with ES weekly. Right here, I have some few levels, and I'm gonna be adding some more like usual. I'm just got some important ones that I'm paying attention to, and obviously this couple of lows right here, right here. But right off the bat, we were just going so bullish right here from this point on forward, right on the weekly. So usually when it's exhausted, it's extended and whatnot, we'll get a pullback. If it's gonna make any moves higher, it's gonna pull back into one of those retracements right here. So I see a little more downside on ES as of right now, right? Because how extended we got and where are we right here, right? So going back to the daily, we have not hit that 32 retracement. We almost hit it at those lows, but we have not hit it. And usually you'll get that tag or something, and then or this one or this one, and then move on, right? But the higher it goes back from, like if it doesn't touch this at all, then it's extremely bullish, right? Because if it only goes back from the 32 retracement and forward, it's as bullish as it is. So so I guess if we don't come back to these lows, it's extremely bullish into highs and highs and highs and whatnot, right? And extend and break this trend line because we'll be placing a higher low into this trend line right here, which is the main reason that we're trending down right here, right? So going from there, we also have to recognize where are we topping at. So where are we bottoming at or where are we topping at? And if you notice this little red line, as people know and follow my charting, this is a 20 EMA and I use this a lot. 20 EMA on the daily is key. Yesterday you could have caught the top and short the top, and today you could have short the top as well, going by the daily 20 EMA. So very important. Uh, what does that mean, right? That we're really not bullish until we close a candle above this, about the 20 EMA. Cannot be bullish about the market. You can preemptively be bullish, right? Because if it breaks, you're gonna be from before, right? But if you want to increase the odds, you would like to see a candle that closes above the daily 20 EMA. Just because you've seen the rejection, now you have to see for the breakout, right? Trading above it does not mean anything. He needs to close a candle above it, right? But trading above it is first steps and then so on, right? So keep that in mind. It's very basic, 20 EMA on the daily. And actually, if you go to a weekly, the base of it is a 20 EMA on the weekly. I mean, and you see that ES does interact with the 20 EMA on a weekly basis. So there's some importance into it, and that's where we're bouncing at right here. So that's what we have. We're gonna go to individual sectors. We're gonna look briefly to the queues. So as of right now, I have some key levels on ES. If you notice, this is 41.44 is the July month high, and then 41.32.50 is the July month close. There's a reason we've been battling around those levels, and it's because of that. If you go down to let's say a 30-minute chart or the hourly or whatever, you're gonna see how it bases around the July month high sometimes until it breaks lower. You're gonna see how today we actually printed this low right here about the July month close, right? So monthly candles are still in play, and if you know statistically, August it's a very flattish kind of month. There's really not much action, like from the opening to the close. And then you have the most bearish month of the year, which is September. So statistically speaking, it does not past interaction does not indicate future results. Uh, so as of now, like I wouldn't be overly bullish, like I said, because we're below the 20 EMA. That's as simple as it is. And if you got the cojones, short the 20 into another leg down, right? Um, we're gonna analyze a lot of the answers sometimes lays on the cues. I keep saying that over and over all the time. The answer is in the cues. So we're just gonna go to NQ because if the cues don't go, the S&P doesn't go, right? All right, so right here, we know we have a gap right here. As on the cash session, we're gonna have a gap right here. And as of now, we had a trendline break. And this is very important. This trendline break right here, I'm actually gonna change it to a different setup right here. This trendline break was very important. It signified that the market was very bullish. But going back below it and going back below 20 EMA is bearish in itself. That's bearish in itself. It puts this whole question, is this whole whatever got long right here because of the break in question. It puts it. They're in trouble. It's poor allocated longs joining a breakout because the downtrend has been declared dead right here, and then boom, everybody is wrong right here, and then you're back into this. So I still keep this, even though it has been breached. I still keep it on my charts because I believe it's important still. And if we end up tagging it, we're most likely gonna tag it with the 20 EMA on the daily, and then see what happens there, right? See if we get a rejection. That's probably our next leg down. On a weekly perspective, on the FIBOs from the last leg up that we made right here, we actually bounce. Going back to the daily, we're bouncing at the 32 retracement. So this one did make the whole 32 retracement. And if the Qs end up going above this and breaking this trend line again with this base at the 32 retracement, that will give very bullishness indication that the market wants to go higher. All right, that's what it will all indicate me right here. But uh, I don't know, Rick. I don't know, Rick. Trading, like I said, above a trendline break and then failing into here right, like this, extremely bearish. Extremely bearish. So I may look to more continuation down, and if the answer is in the Qs, if this is what the Qs are telling me, um, then we may see some downside on SPY. Technology is as big as that, right? So we got a little bit to XLK. Uh, XLK is the technology sector, which is the heaviest one. And you'll see that we did have the trendline break, but we're still above it. And we can still consider this, even if it drops lower, we can still consider this a retest of the breakout, which it kind of did already happen right here, the retest. But um, I will say that it can still bull on. I will say it can still bull on. And if you notice the lows right here, they're basically topping around this consolidation high, so that's very important to notice. So it can bounce right here. It can bounce. I see the very hard that the Qs made that false breakout and then back down. So puts it in question, right? But the Qs have all this stuff in it. They have consumer discretionary and they have consumer communications. I mean, so it's a different animal than just technology, right? But technology is still far from being bearish. Um, those FIBO retracement is still holding on. If we take from this high, swing low to a swing high, still bull on. So it's still good, far from being bearish, but below the 20, like I said, crossing it below the 20 like that, leaving poor structure like this, not even intended, this day, not even intended to fill the gap by a tiny bit. So as soon as we open, we drop. So it's bearish, guys. It's bearish. Technology is bearish. Kind of be bull on that, and it's just because you have some stocks that, like Apple, was overextended. It finally uh, filled extension right here into a 20 EMA. So maybe this is where Apple can belong. But if it fails this 20, then I'll consider technology completely dead because this thing carried forward technology for I don't know how so long, right? So long. But it was the market was in Apple's back, to say the least. Give me a second. Sorry guys, I had to uh, blow up my nose real quick. So that's what I have, right? So this will be the best ideal place for Apple to turn around and go up from here. But if it doesn't do it, then remember, like Apple was carrying the market forward on its shoulders, you know. So, oh, thank you, Andy. I don't know what changed. Everything's the same, to be honest. But I'm glad you can see it better. Okay, so that's what we have. Like I said, I'm just gonna repeat it real quick. Some people joined a little late. That yes, it does not look that bullish, having that rejection, double reaction around the 20 EMA. We'll have to trade above it for me to be bullish on it. And if we end up rejecting, I will expect the 32, the 50, or the 618 retracement to hit later on, from this low. And I'm considering this low because that's what the weekly shows, because this was a little bit of consolidation, and this is when the bull run started, right? Um, on the weekly. And like I said, keep in mind those monthly levels, super important, guys, super important. So, like I said, I'm just gonna go quickly through the sector charts. We know that the Qs do look bearish because they're having that false break to the upside and then being back below it. You know, we had this downtrend break to the upside, back inside. That's not bullish at all. Um, Maybe we're not coming down because we're still extended. This was a large move and it takes some sideways consolidation or even some upward move to then reject and come back down. So the price is not extended. Uh, so we look at technology already, and let me see the other sectors real quick. Okay, so we're just gonna go by the most bullish ones that we have right now is Xlre. Xlre goes in line. Everybody's been playing oil lately, and I like that. I like that. I made some good gains on XOM. And I'm just going to go to a futures chart real quick. And as simple as it is, we have a falling wedge breakout that already broke this high and candle closed a daily candle above this high. So next up will be the 50 EMA on the daily. And then this right here and this right here. So it all depends. This thing is very sensible to economic news and oil and inventory data and everything based on whatever economic calendar you have on oil, right? So there's still more upside for this to go. It's crazy. This thing is crazy. If you're trading oil futures, it's insane. Hourly candles get deleted. I'll throw you a couple examples. There's an hourly today, super breakdown, and then super rejection, come back down, and then go back up. What is that, right? So going back to XLE, if we see more upside for what's it called, oil future charts, when we most likely see more upside on XLE, and it's making a huge recovery. Has this gap to fill. We have these levels right here. So next up for me about this level, I'm looking at 84.46. So I see more upside on oil. Uh, Oil XLE is obviously being green adds buying pressure into S&P 500, but it's not a huge weight sector on the S&P. So meaning that even though it's bullish, does not give us indication that we're gonna bull on. Uh, if anything, what I'm about to tell you may shock you or may not, but the market may be range sideways into the upcoming days because of what I see on the charts. And I could be totally wrong, but this is what I see. Because we have XLE, like I said, bullishness on oil and everything is still going on. And then we're gonna look at XLY, consumer discretionary. So XLY is still about the downtrend break. Uh, it does not strike me as bullish that it's not able to close above the 20 EMA on the daily right here. It left a huge gap right here. Um, let's kind of move this gap right here so we can identify it right here. It partially fit a little bit today, but it kind of stopped, closed below the 20. That's very important to see, right? Even though it was bullishness throughout the day, at some point it fell off, and I think it's, I mean, Tesla was carrying this. Tesla was carrying this, and eventually it dropped. Um, it gave in those gains and closed below 20. So that's bearish in itself. If you look at a bearish retracement of this highs to this lows, we have not even hit the 32 retracement. So I would like to see XL for more leg down, right? So for consumer discretionary, hit those highs or something right here, so it can come lower. But if it doesn't even make it, it starts making new lows, breaking those lows right here, this little base, this little balance area, then I'm thinking that is extremely bearish, right? And remember, we have another gap to fill, support structure right here. It's not that it really fills gaps that much, but it could fill it right here. So XLY looks bearish. Gonna put it neutral to bearish, right? Neutral to bearish. Not exactly bullish. Um, Next up is XLRE. Uh, this does not look bullish. Let me see some view perspective. Okay, it bounced around the 50% retracement, so it could represent good opportunity. This sector is so very low, is very, very low weighted sector on the S&P. So I don't put much attention to it, but if there was a place to bounce on real estate sector, it'll be right here, exactly at the 50. I see a comment right here that says uh, that we have a trend line right here on, oh, that we're right there on the yellow of the fractal. Like, okay, noting that, noting that. So if there's a place to bounce on the Excel on real estate, it will be right here. But I'm not looking that bullish on the daily time frame. So just gonna go down to communications. Now, communications is a big part of this S&P, and this is one of the most bearish looking charts that I've seen. And it's just because we have this downtrend, and I will have to add that this is a sub downtrend because the main downtrend is this. We have a sub downtrend that the highs did not make it into it. Not only that, you had this bounce area right here. You have a false break to the upside of this high right here that ended up bringing it down. It still respected the trend line a little bit. Went higher, did not make this trend line, and break lower, and then break this trend line right here. All below the EMAs, leaving a poor structure behind it. So, to me, this is one of the most extremely bearish charts out there. Might look for plays on continuation for the downside on communications, right? Google, Meta, or I don't know, Netflix, whatever you guys like, right? They just don't look like healthy charts to me, right here. They look like a bunch of trap longs and whatnot. So uh, we're gonna see a little bit of a look at that. Look at this from this low to this high. You're already trading way below the 618 on the on Meta, meaning that it's extremely bearish. Higher odds are that it goes to the lows right here. And if it's retracing back up, probably the best place to short is around this area into the lows, right? 20 EMA will hit around the 32 retracement, and then we'll go from there. So I'll have to check a lot of the charts on communications, but so far, I mean, the communications does look bearish. Um, and then I think Netflix also had some kind of yeah, I had some this bullish. They had this balance area right here, bullish breakout, and then back down. Did not hold anything. Did not even go that far, you know. So we'll keep an eye on this communication sectors for probably one of the main shorts out there. Now going to industrials right here. Industrials did break the sub downtrend right here. They still have this main downtrend that it rejected at the highs, but the pullback has made it into a base about the 20 EMA right here. That this is a nice setup for longs into industrial. So I'll be looking at some industrial names to see if there we get some kind of gap fill right here. some kind of upside. I like it. Doesn't look that bad. And those shows it has a check mark for bullishness. It's not a weighted sector. It's not that heavy. So it does look bullish. And XLY, you're gonna look at stuff like Boeing. Boeing a close above the 20. This is gonna be on watch for tomorrow. But in fact, just gonna put it close above the 20 EMA on daily. Let's see how far away from any bearish retracements. Right here. So we're at the 32. So meaning that above prior day high, you have room towards the 50% retracement bear, which is right here, 165, so 166. Round up 166. So quick shorting session right there. Close about the 20. Uh, Topping at the 32 retracement, so it needs to break about this high to make it into 166 right here, and then possibly this will be a main level to take it to 167.22. So I like Boeing, XLI, good place for bounce. Boom. So we pull out a quick play right there. We can trade that tomorrow most likely. And XLI, like I said, does look bullish at the moment. So adding buying pressure. Not that it looks bullish. I'm sorry. There's a bullish setup into it. Um, so we can go from there. Next sector that we're gonna go and look at is gonna be utilities. Okay, utilities made a new all-time high earlier, and we pulled back into a retracement. I would like to check the weekly to see where this started. I think it's pulling back too early. It's still extended, yeah. This thing is still extended on feeble perspective, but but uh, if it breaks this high and if it breaks this red candle high, I think it's gonna go, XLU, and XLU is a defensive sector. XLU is a low weighted sector, you know. But we'll put a check mark that this could pull on right here. I mean, looking at the action intraday, if you look at the close on the hourly or the 15-minute if you wish, 10-minute, does not represent what happened on the S&P at the end, right? The S&P at the end did look bearish at the close, but what happened on some of the sectors that went up right here? So we can put a check mark that XLU does look bullish on to the upside, which is a low weighted sector and defensive. Next up is my favorite, XLP for tomorrow. XLP is basing around the 20 EMA on the daily. I love it. XLP has filled this gap. I love that. This gap does not belong there anymore. And uh, it closed about the prior day's highs, you know. So very important. Going back to the intraday charts is that whatever happened on this day that kind of bottom right here, today it managed to candle close above this highs right here. You know, it traded above it, did not go lower. It placed a higher low, placed a higher high, closed up about the prior day high. So to me, that's a lot of signs that XLP wants to run to the upside. And what does that mean? That if you look at my list right here, I have Walmart, Costco, and Pep, and I'm gonna be looking for some more place. And this is the way I like him. Possibly Costco is more of a lot trade because of the range that it has, but Walmart does look very nice. I'm gonna just show you real quick. Walmart did the same, closed about the prior day high, made a higher high, made a higher low, sorry, higher low, higher high, and based about the 20 EMA, I think that's belong. I think this is if you wanted to buy somewhere of Walmart right here, you look at those feeble retracement. If you notice, it's basing around the 50%. Today was the time to buy, and we're just gonna have to jump into the train a little late and look for continuation tomorrow. So it's probably gonna see Walmart in my alerts tomorrow for sure. If the market doesn't dump overnight, right? So, um, what's next? So we went with XLP, and I like XLP names. Like I said, I'm just gonna give you like Costco right here. Costco is basing around the 20. Remember last week I placed I think it went 300, 400% on Costco. Same idea, guys. Same idea. We have his outside candle range, which is solid. It gives a different perspective. Replace the sellers on the run side when it starts bulling on. Does not exactly have the same setup, but it has an inside candle with not a lot of range into the outside candle. Like I said, not the same setup, but it's an inside candle. But what matters the most is how far are you from the daily 20. You know, that's what shows you the extension of the market. Because if you notice, you bull on, pull back, daily 20, pull on, pull back, daily 20, pull on, pull back, daily 20, until it doesn't work. So at this moment, that's just where we're at right now. So you would like to see this day's highs to break, and then you're gonna aim for this day's highs, and then you're gonna aim for this, ultimately, possibly this target right here. So Costco is one of my plays tomorrow. You're gonna probably see it on the alerts, and if you didn't, it's because I traded it too fast, couldn't post it. Um, Pepsi is one of my other trades that I want to go on with. If you notice, look at this daily chart. We are making new all-time highs. Not everything is bearish on this market. So, only problem is that place for it to turn around will be the 618 retracement if it's gonna sell off, right? 179.60. But if it can go from here on up, if you see that I have a little alert right here, I may trade it into new all-time highs. So at least this test or a break of new all-time highs, because they're not even oversold on the daily or anything. The only issue with this is a slow mover, and the contracts are basically a little bit of trash, a little bit trashy, but it's a main focus for tomorrow as well. And into the upcoming days, because it's like I said, it's a slow mover. It can take a few days and then make a new highs, right? Just think about what happened right here, right? Pull back into a 20 and then start bulling on a matter of many days, right? But we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Um, when it needs to break this 618, this prior candle high, then maybe we see either this all-time highs or even a large high than this. But I think it strikes me as bullish. There's a little bit of a hidden divergence. You notice there's this RSI peaks right here to this RSI peaks right here. That indicates that it's not going as strong on this high that it was as strong on this high. But divergences, and especially hidden ones, can play out for so long until it actually does something, right? Until it actually pulls back into the other side of the trade. So there's that. Dividend ends coming up on this. So I don't know. Maybe people want to buy it for a dividend. Who knows? I could care less. Uh, Next up on the sectors, we're gonna look at Xlre. Xlre just is a heavy weighted sector. Does not strike me as bullish because it pulled back more than the 20, even though it was holding before. As such, not anymore. Leaving this huge gap and even this huge gap right here unattended. So gotta watch out for those. Does not strike me. This is bearish to neutral on financials. So I will put that as a little bit of selling pressure into the market tomorrow. Um, Going to materials, low weighted sector, closes up all the EMAs, holding up. It made a higher high and a higher low, but it will need to break that high to start bulling on. Low weighted sector, I will put it neutral to bullish. And XLB, heavyweight sector, this is healthcare. A little bit of an inside candle right here, failure. If you notice, this was grinding up. It actually took the market upward when it started. The market started bottoming, and then it kind of fell, and it's now selling. And all the chart patterns that you see, a lot of the chart patterns that you see on healthcare are gonna be looking bearish. This is what it looks like. Close it below the 20, the 20 and the 50. below this trend line, below all this consolidation, below this breakout, this thing is bearish, and it's one of the heavyweight sectors, you know. So that concludes that's the last sector. And what does what does that tell me, right? What does it tell me? If we go just quickly where it is, XLE bullish, this one bearish, um, possibly bullish. I'm just gonna summarize it. This low weighted sectors look bullish, and the heavy weighted sectors look bearish. They have bearish patterns. So what I'm seeing is that we may, if you're trading futures or SPX, you might not find the uh, the opportunity that you think of, like the big range moves or anything like that, just because the market has shown, or at least is showing that the uh, the bullishness is on the low end of the market. So, like I keep this indicator right here, which is a shadow trade indicator. It tells me the weighted versus the unweighted sectors. So the market was in sync today, a little bit in sync. You know, the line right here represents the unweighted sectors, and the bars represent the weighted sectors, and they were just going a little bit in sync, a little bit on the bullish side, even on the pullback. So the market was actually, I guess, more bullish than bearish. That would have placed you at the on the right side of the trade when you at the open. But tomorrow we could have a day that it looks more like this action right here that it says right here, like like if you see like the weighted sectors going positive, while the unweighted sectors are neutral to bearish. That's what I'm trying to get that, you know. To me, it sounds like that could be the type of day for tomorrow, but I mean, I could be very, very wrong. But that's the idea that the since the low weighted sectors are looking bullish and the weighted sectors are looking bearish or neutral, we might kind of range, stale range, not pick a huge direction, and then and the opportunity may lay down on the individual tickers. Um, so that's what I have, and like I said, main focus for tomorrow is gonna be XLP names. XLP names. That's what I'm looking at, and Walmart being the favorite one. I'm just gonna put a couple of stars right there, favorite one. And also a little bit of the main focus is gonna be Chinese names. Bava made a huge turnaround today. It is topping at the daily 20 EMA, so you have to look for continuation because it could be the start of the run. Bava goes crazy when it goes crazy, right? When it runs. A little bit of the other charts look a little better than this one's, like Baidu. Baidu made a huge. If you take a few retracement from this high to this low, you're actually gonna see it trend way above the 61A, above the 20, above the 50. You know, there's still a lot of resistances to go. I'm gonna be charting this tonight, picking what levels and what not I like. But it looks like it could go higher. I mean, if the momentum stays on, it could go higher. You can see the increasing volume of all these lows showing a little bit of signs of accumulation. So to me, China looks great. I'm gonna go down to future. Future does have this downtrend right here. And like I said, still has a lot of things to beat, but it could be the start. Could be the start of a beautiful thing. I hope, let's see if other traders agree with me and whatnot. Could be the start of a beautiful thing. Um, that's what I have. I'm gonna. I have a few more minutes, and what I'm gonna do is look at your ticker suggestions. I like if you throw me tickers that have a setup. What are you looking at? What would you like to play on it? Do not throw me tickers that you already have a position on, because I'll be like I don't want to be the guy to tell you that you're wrong or that you're right. I don't want to give you false hopes. I don't want to give you reasons to sell. You know, let's look for opportunity together instead of Why am I back holding GME? um, let's see. 167. Let's see. Let's look at chat. What about Sophie? SoFi. SoFi. Rejection of a 20 right here is looking bearish. It made a, let's say, let's take this high into this low. Rejection around the 50% retracement. Very close. That looks like it's bearish, my friend. I hope you're probably holding shorts. That looks bearish. Um, man, yeah, that'll be bearish for me. A bearish setup. You fill this gap right here. Head towards this lows right here. Possibly this lows right here. And then this lows right here. So, I don't trade news or catalysts, only charts. And if I throw news, because CCJ was one that I expected news and it worked, um, it yeah, it's I'll throw a little bit of money into those. No, no, those are not real plays for me. All right. So let me look at right here. Can you check Zoom? I'm looking at chat. Let's see. Zoom is very extended because of the earnings gap down. I'm just gonna throw the 4 EMA right here, just for, so it's still extended. Now remember the extensions can get filled. And now why am I using the 4 is because it's such a short-term EMA that shows you if something is extended or not, right? On a very short-term basis. So it's still extended. I wouldn't expect the market to be, remember there's two ways for the EMAs to touch and not be extended, right? Trade trade lower, right? You see that it's extended right here, right? You can trade lower until you hit the EMA and the candle, or you can trade sideways until they meet, right? So it's still extended on the daily, so you could possibly see a little bit of a upside into that. But given that we know that communications is bearish, um, I wouldn't really touch a trade long on Zoom at all. You know, um, this could potentially just trade sideways. You have to see if it breaks this high, and it'll be a 2 down, 2 up strat reversal, and you possibly target this high. So if it breaks this high, you target this high right here. And if it makes a new high, I will sell immediately, because a lot of times that's what you do. You poke a new high, boom, sell. Poke a new high on sell. That's what I will do. Um, Kelvin, fire spitter. Thank you for coming. Fast and ferocious. I hope you answer your question. It's a multi down lows right here. Zoom, like I said. Um, I wouldn't look for a long, either a short. I wouldn't look for a long because I see this bearish. I see technology and communications bearish, and I wouldn't look for a short because it's extended. The move has already happened because of earnings, and if anything, you may trade sideways until you feel some kind of extension before you have a playable setup on this name. Um, that's what I see. You want me to split the 2 down, 2 up? All right. I'll give you a quick 2 down, 2 up with Walmart, or with, what was a good 2 down, 2 up strat reversal? Actually, I'm gonna show you right here. This is, you guys are about to get blind because this page is white and it doesn't have a different color. Every time I pull, actually, this thing is no. It's actually I just put it dark. Right here. All right. So can you guys see my screen right here on the candles pattern formation that I'm showing? So a two down, two up, reversal bullish is exactly this one right here. I hope it's not that. Let's see if I can zoom in. Right here, right here. This is what you're looking for, right? You have your second candle with a candle closing above the prior day's low. It does not have to be bullish or bearish. If fits bearish, even better, because this will be the open. Your entry is basically the next candle, the daily candle that it breaches this high right here, and you bull on into this other high right here. This is your target. Sometimes it goes even more, and then not only, I mean, don't mistake that this is the only thing that I look for. It is one of the strategies or setups that I look for on the daily. But uh, what we mostly look for on this is how are we situated on the chart? Are we extended for EMAs? Do we have gaps to fill to either side? So if you look at Walmart, it does have a gap to fill right here on this right here. I mean, I'm sorry, it already filled this gap, does not have another gap to fill. It's not extended from the 20 EMA, and it's about this right here. So, thus, given a potential setup, right? You have your two down and then two up. So look for continuation higher until this level right here. I hope that answers the question, my friend. Um, like I said, the candle formation is something very simple. Uh, something very simple, but you have to take into account if the volume stepping in, are you breaking the highs with some strain? Are you extended from the daily? Is there sweeps coming in? Stuff like that, right? So we got that. All right. What's up, Vince? I see your name now. I always catch it from time to time. No, you're not disturbing. What made me pick net over Zoom today? Okay. So net all right, net intraday was making this actually I'm gonna look at the hourly right here. So intraday net is making this. We already know what our resistance areas based on the hourly just by this looking at this, right? So I see a potential upside into these levels right here. Um, do we get all the levels? No, we got one of the levels and that's it. So if I could put you um, on the chart right here, whenever I look this intraday and I see something like it made a huge leg up and it's basically around the 618 and it's trying to consolidate, it's holding the 618 and it's trying to consolidate, it's holding a higher low, it's go time, right? So this is what made me look for, it's holding a 618 intraday, and I know that the hourly resistance is around right here, and then whenever you see something like this, guys, tiny little bitty candle with a lot of volume does not, is not bullish. If, forget what other people say that, oh, there's a lot of volume so it has to be bullish, right? Or it's a good breakout. No, it's basically you have met the buyers, have met the sellers right here intensively, and they're going at it, right? And next up, what you see, it's you wouldn't trust this move at all because it's not. Has anybody read the book of volume price analysis? It'll tell you right there, right? A big candle with low volume is not to be trusted. A little candle with big volume is not to be trusted either. Uh, so Zoom have a kind of similar setup uh, right here, making this, like I said, making this nice leg up, and holding around the 618 and making this huge jump up. And I'm thinking they can break a new high into the next hourly resistance, right? Because the next hourly resistance is around this lows right here. So this is all I was looking for. I wasn't looking for that big, but like I said, the net make a deep down before it actually made that hourly resistance, and Zoom went on and got it before, and that consolidation and that price action just killed the contract, and it only gave like 15% or so, and then no more. So yes, at those points you have to put like a stop loss at break even though you're up only 15% or so, because the chart does tell you that you're at that level and you should maybe pull back a little, but then go on. If it doesn't, then the play's over. It's done. It's not gonna go up anymore, and that's what happened, right? That's what happened with net, right? It pulled back a little, it tried again, pulled back, and it didn't go anymore. So shouldn't have pulled back anymore, and that's where you stop again. And the S&P hit the daily 20 and it started dropping down. And yes, I flip charts between the 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, 30 minutes, 1 hour throughout the day, just to, when something has a lot of noise, let's say like, oh, I cannot see the levels right here. 5 minutes. Let me go to the 15 minute. Oh, it's more clear. I can see the wicks. I can see what it's holding. I can see where it's pulling back into. It's just a lot more clear, right? There's no, it's just for your eyes to be able to see the picture as clear as it is, you know. And I don't go lower than 5 minutes. I don't go to 1 minute because that'll be insane. That'll be crazy. Okay, somebody's asking about Roku. Inside candle break to the downside. Okay, so Roku communications again looks bearish. It has an inside candle with a gravestone. I will look for a continuation down possibly into this name. I think yeah, trading below a 618 on that last push up, that increases the odd hitting this low again. I will actually be, you know, looking at those candle highs right here for any levels, and continuation down. I think it is extended from the daily right here. It is extended, so watch out for that. And the inside candles get played for both sides. So you're gonna place an alert right here for at or above, or an alert right here for at or below. The only problem with the at or below for the bearish side or right here, because your target for the inside candles is basically this low right here, so it's so close to it. But then you can have a little low right here and then go back up, you know. So since you don't have a lot of range, let's say that it opens flat, then tomorrow you don't have a lot of you have to basically trade the open and close it right away, which if you got the hands, be my guess. If you got the hands, be my guess. If you don't touch it. Right? If you're trading Robinhood on your phone or whatever, don't touch it. But that's what I got. Mm. Says Kevin. Ken says, "Can you not make fun of the 1 minute?" Well, what can I say? I don't know. It's a roller coaster. Um, I mean, if you're, well, my respect to you if you can trade on Robinhood and scalping and those contracts and the open and SPX. Well, you cannot trade SPX on Robinhood, but you get my gist. So I feel betrayed because you changed your name to S Moons. But any other ticker, guys, that you want me to look at? I don't see any more. We got another 5 minutes. Throw me something in. Vince, you want me to chart Bitcoin? I haven't done Bitcoin in a long time. That could tell us if there's a risk on the markets actually for tech. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. So what I think you showed up late, but the on the, well, hold on, let me lower my music real quick. On ES, what I was talking about is that these candles, this rejection, double rejection at the daily 20 is to be watched. Is to be watched because it's been the top of the prior 2 days, and we can basically hit it soon and see what happens on the overnight, right? Could possibly be a short entry. Who knows?
It looks different on TradingView, but based off of that, I'm seeing, candle absorption. So hoping for a continuation, right? If you look on TradingView, actually it's not the same.
Well, what I was
kind of
explaining earlier, the whole, because we look at all the sectors and the whole idea, like tomorrow, specifically for tomorrow, from here on direction, I think that we can get even lower because I mean, if they start rejecting around the 20 and we start rejecting these highs right here, we're basically what you call head and shoulders, I guess. If we're forming this shoulder right here to next leg down, or we could, I mean, I see a lot of bullishness on low weighted sectors, XLI, XLU, XLP, XLV. I'm sorry, materials, not and the heavyweight ones are bearish. So that would only tell me that the market does not have, it's gonna be a push back and pull. It's gonna be very complicated probably to trade in futures, at least for tomorrow, until we get a little bit of either pullback from the low weighted sectors along with the heavy weighted sectors, or all in together bullishness, right? But at the moment, I think we can head lower. And Bitcoin being, like I said, I don't look at all. I haven't charted Bitcoin in forever. And looking at just Bitcoin futures right here on TOS, we're still making a bear flag right here with this huge breakdown. That was very big because it was, I guess, this uptrend or massive bear flag that we have right here, broke it down. And then we're trading into those retracements. We're just not dropping even lower because it's extended. Let it finish those extensions. Let it fill those even to the 50%. Or right here, this is probably a top at 32 right here from this drop, or the 20 EMA or something, and then another leg down. I don't know but to me it sounds like the edge is to the downside on Bitcoin.
Yeah, it leans that way. I have your fib kind of has my expectation for the drop. If you look at lower times, there's another bear flag right there. You see that?
On what, on the keeping it on the daily, or?
If you look even like shorter time frames, like 1 hour, you see that middle tiny area right there? That's also a bear flag. It's a big bear flag to a small bear flag.
Yeah, definitely.
Bear flags.
Definitely that I see. So, oops, I did it. So we're actually like from this high to this low, at least on the hourly, we're rejecting the 618. So the hourly, we can start heading lower right here. Who knows? I don't see bullishness into the risk on markets based on that. And if we look at different metrics, because we know how tech gets hurt with the yields increasing. Look at the TNX right here. The TNX is just bull on, right? It was making this, I guess, bear flag or rising wedge, and we're breaking all kinds of resistances and whatnot. You know, look at how we are on the yields right here, and pointing higher and very, very strong to the upside.
Where are those resistances from?
I from this peaks right here, this peaks right here, this one right here, this one right here, this one right here, this low right here. So I have all those levels right here, and we're just breaking them, you know.
Nice. I'll keep an eye on this. Yeah. I haven't actually been charting 10 years.
So I don't know if anybody's noticing, but the bonds are on a continuous sell-off. They don't look any signs of pullback. It's extended and it doesn't give a crap. You know, look at this pivot retracement on the bullseye. It's already blew through a 618. This has more the increasing odds to hit these lows right here on TLT. Does bring in, or possibly new lows. Does bring in the if you look at RSI at this lows and this lows, it looks a lot stronger to the downside than anything else. Look at that will bring the TNX back to this highs right here, and then we have another yield crisis of the 10-year yield super high and whatnot, and we're looking for more downside pressure into tech or into Bitcoin and all that stuff. If you look at the dollar index, Uh, we we kind of top right here, but I think it's just because it was extended. It doesn't look like it's making a double top. It looks like it's gonna consolidate somewhere below resistance until it's not overextended, and then we're gonna have bullishness again, a new high into the dollar index, bringing selling pressure into S&Ps, bringing a possible currency crisis. Who knows? But you would like to see that if it hits this top that was rejected once like this, to be rejected again completely like quick, instead of consolidating at the highs. So like I say, I think it's just taking a breather. Who knows? So I expect a little bit of sideways action, but to me it sounds like we're gonna drop later on, further on. Once it stops being overextended, and then people start paying attention to yields again.
Have you done NQ as well?
Yeah, we look at NQ. So my look at NQ real quick, because we already did it, but for the people that showed up late.
Oh shit!
So
Ooh,
we have this major downtrend right here that we broke to the upside, and we're back into that. So one of the most bearish things to do is do that. Break a very bullish downtrend, and then go back inside. That's a very bearish indication.
is that
Uh,
bear flag?
it is bear flagging. It is extended a little bit from the 20 MA on the daily. So like I said, a little bit of sideways continuation to then further drop. It's respecting the 32 retracement from this push up. So if there was a place for this to bull on, it could be this lows right here. But I mean my biggest takeaway from me is this failed breakout. This failed breakout, and possibly
So
this is why we had so much selling pressure into this right here, because it was poor allocated longs on this area.
what's that moving average line? Is it red or pink or something like that?
The red is 20 EMA and the blue is the 50 EMA.
So you would play the projection off the 20. Would that be like the move right there?
Yeah, possibly get the into a 20. You just have to look back and see if it interacts with the 20, and I will say it does. You look back a little, it does. Look at the highs right here, look at the lows right here. Sometimes it doesn't. You have to take into consideration. Sometimes it doesn't. But look at these lows right here, and this market was just strictly just going up until it was so extended. So I wanted it to pull back. I didn't know it was gonna break the 20 like that. I thought it was just gonna hold right there. I think I lost some money on that day, thinking that we were gonna fill some gap to the upside. So, but the bearishness of this break was super big that it broke to the downside. Had a false break to the uptrend, broke the 20. So next up, if I see the 20 on the EMA on the daily, we could possibly short it. It could possibly be a short entry. I mean, and the ES is already playing out, to say the least, with this double top rejection. But the S&P is, like I said, consisted of a lot of sectors, and if they some stuff looking bullish, which is low weighted sectors, and some stuff is looking bearish on weighted sectors, right? Technology, healthcare, communications, they all look bearish, and those are heavyweights. Xlre is looking bearish, and they're all heavyweight. So I don't know if that's enough strength, and I will say yes, actually, strength for the market to pull back down from here. But the other sectors are looking bull, Walmart and, I mean, not Walmart, XLP, the staples and utilities and whatnot. And sorry for sounding like a broken record, guys. I needed to clarify a lot of these things happening.
Sorry for coming late.
No problem, dude. That was a pleasure, especially for Vince. And that's all I got. I could do a quick lightning round on Tesla, since somebody asked. So, very bearish shooting star pattern right here. I will say that if that's a feeble retracement, you could potentially feel more downside into this. It is. It's the 618, baby. That's the best short entry. I was not looking at this. Look at that. From this high to this lows, 618. Cannot even get more exactly on some puts right here. What does that bring you sometimes? Whenever a 618 gets rejected like that, I'll look for it to possibly hit the 10% of the move right here. So I could possibly short into 850. And I think I know what you're asking. Somebody is throwing some, I think S-Moon is throwing some debit spreads on for Tesla puts. So I don't think he's wrong. So we just have to look at this bullish move, this upside move. So Tesla hopefully does not turn around at the 50 right here, the 618 on the bullseye move, right? So it doesn't make like a little bull flag into the next move up, and it essentially plays the bear flag move right there instead. I hope that helps. Yeah, we could possibly hit. I will target 850 if I was playing puts. I mean, you go level by level, right? You go like I said. If I'm playing puts on Tesla, you basically go. You look for a 50% retracement, so 885. You look for a 618, which is 879, and then you look for the 100%, which is 860, and then you look for the 10% extension of the bear retracement, which will be 850, right? So you take this high into this low, and you take into account this 850 right here. So that'll be those are the levels to that I will. That's how I would chart it, and that's how I would play it. I'm beyond my time, Ben. You're throwing me tickers. KR. Inside candle. I like. I know. I love you, Ben. Actually, you're always a regular, my friend. I love you. Inside candle. You'll like to see a break over either side of the extremes. I am bullish into XLP, so we might see some upside into KR. You have to see a break of this candle high, and then you'll take it into this candle high right here. But to be honest, there's better place on consumer staples than KR, which is Walmart. But it doesn't look bad. If the whole sector goes, this one's gonna go. All right. I did do oil futures, my friend. Quick one. It broke a falling wedge, and those are the levels that I'll be look for right here. So very bullish for continuation. I will look for the 50 MA, 97. Then I'll look for 98.55, then 99, and then 101. But oil is very susceptible to price changes due to economic news, economic data, inventory news, actually. Inventory news on whatever OPEC does. OPEC, it's the man of the town on oil. But it is breaking to the upside. It looks like oil can go further up. But all right. That's it. That's all I got. Do not go all in tomorrow's plays. We have some very cool setups. Like I said, China is very strong. Look for continuation. XLP is strong, and industrials. So I'll be looking at some industrial plays and some XLP. I'm glad everybody came, and I'll see you guys around. Peace out. Have a good night. Love you all. Hugs and kisses. Bye bye.